Buddy, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. I want to talk about super liens and why they're a big deal and how you can make a lot of money from them. Now, a lien. What is a lien? A lien is any type. Let's say somebody owes you money, and you want the money, and they don't want to give you the money. And sometimes you have the ability, based on how you loaned that money out, to be able to get it back by placing a lien on a piece of property, right? We've probably most of us type 1 if you've heard of contractor liens, right? You don't pay your contractor, that's not good. And all of a sudden the contractor can put a lien against your property through the county government, right? Now, there are a lot of liens called super liens. These are IRS liens and some other liens done by judgments that are a big deal. And people freak out about them. This is how you can make money from them. So I get this question all the time when we're talking about tax liens. Tax liens are a way of being able to pay for somebody's unpaid property taxes. And what it does, it's almost like a loan, but not really. Think of this. Somebody doesn't pay their property taxes and they're going to lose their house. But the counties all around the country sit there and they go, hey, you know what? We're going to give you some lenience. We're going to let somebody else pay your tax bill for you so we get the money that we need to pay firefighters, police, teachers, all that stuff, right? But there's the thing. They tell the homeowner, you got to pay it back within a couple years or a year or 6 months or whatever we deem, that time frame. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pay a penalty. And that interest rate is going to go to the person that paid your tax lien. All right. Well, a lot of people worry about super liens. And so we're going to get into that. I've got a bunch of documents to show you. And real quick, this is the last day for the sale, the blowout sale for the Tax Lien Pro. It's not both courses, but I figured this way, there are a lot of people that said, hey, it's too much for both courses. Can you just give me the liens? All right. So the lien course is down below. It ends, I think, at 8 o'clock tonight. Real quick, do me a favor. Say hi to an awesome subscriber I met, and we're going snowboarding today. Everyone say hi to Travis.
How you guys doing? All right. Getting fired up for some turns.
We're getting fired up to shred some pow. All right. Now, Bob's not here, but we're going to dive into this. So I've got all these documents that are part of the course. And when you're investing in a tax lien, you have to understand one very important thing. Let's say the person that didn't pay their taxes also wasn't paying the IRS. They also weren't paying their bank. And all of a sudden, the county auctions off this tax lien. And you get online, you find the auction, you register for it, you type in your bid, right? And you win it. And you're super stoked because let's say you're in Georgia and you're getting, I don't even remember what Georgia is. I want to say it's 18% for the first year, maybe 20% for the first year. Or you're in Texas and you're getting well over 20%, right? And you're worried because this person owes other people, especially the IRS, and that's scary. Well, this is the great news. The way a tax lien works is once it's paid for, either the property goes to auction and it's sold at auction, or the homeowner pays it. You, as the tax lien holder, get paid first over the IRS and over the bank. Now, this is tax liens. Do not confuse that with tax deeds. That's why we put all these, these downloadable documents for you to be able to fill all this stuff out and to stay organized, because most people get them confused. Some states are tax lien states, some are tax deed, and some are hybrid states that do a mixture of both. And there's ways to make money everywhere. Another question I get all the time is, and type 2, if you ask this question, well, what if I don't live in a tax deed state, or I'm sorry, a tax lien state? Let's say I'm in, well, most of Nevada is a tax deed state. So let's say you live in Nevada, right? The only county that is tax lien is Clark County down in Las Vegas. So let's say you live in a tax deed state and you want to invest in tax liens. Well, it's just like you being a real estate investor and you live in California and you want to go over to Arizona and buy a piece of property. You don't have to be a resident of Arizona to buy a piece of property and rent it out. Same way with tax liens. As a matter of fact, you can live anywhere on earth and buy tax liens in America. Most people don't understand that. Now, of course, you got to pay, Uncle Sam, the portion of all the profits you make, because if you're making, 18%, 25%, 36% on your money, the IRS is going to want a portion of that, right? So you got to pay taxes on the profits, but you don't have to live in the state. And I think that's very, very important for people to understand. So what I want to do real quick is I want to open this up, because this is live, to a question. Does anyone have a specific question on tax liens? Because I think it's very important that you learn this, because once you learn it once, I'll give you an example. What was the first book you read on finance? Mine was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? It's usually a staple. Everybody starts there. I never forgot what was in that book. And then I bought another book and I built on top of that and on top of that and on top of that. And I never lost those lessons. And that's why I think it's very important that everybody learn tax liens, because it's a way of making money in an up market for real estate and in a down market. But right now, as we're heading downward, you're going to see more and more tax liens exploding onto the scene, more tax deed auctions that have ever been before, because of the time we're in, that the economy is actually tanking and people, stop paying their property taxes. They stop paying their credit card bills. They stop paying mortgages, all kinds of things. And you're going to see more and more of this, but it's only for a certain amount of time. The last big explosion in tax liens was 2015. The one before that was even bigger, was 2008 to 2012. So you have these windows of opportunity to take your money, and you only need about $250 to start, because I've seen tax liens as low as $100. Imagine this. People have been owning property forever, and they turn around and they don't pay their tax bill, and some of those tax bills are very low. There's also properties out there. Hold on, this is a great question, a great comment. There's also properties out there that have $10,000 and $100,000 tax liens on them. Okay, so check this out. Jesus says, if you're buying someone else's debt, there's a 98% chance you're not going to get paid. That is 100% false, and this is why. 100% false. And this is where you need to open up your mind to this stuff. The county governments all around the country say this: if you do not get paid within a specific time frame, whether it be 6 months, a year, 2 years, or 3 years, and every county is different, right? So, and they don't change once they've set that time frame. They say, if you do not get paid back in that amount of time, you're going to file a document, a one-page document showing the tax lien that you paid, the APN, how much it was, and that you're checking a box saying you want it to go to auction, and that you're willing to pay the auction cost, which is very small. It's usually equates to about 10% of the total lien. And this is what's exciting. Let's say you buy a $1,000 lien, and it's supposed to pay you 18% back. And let's say it's a 1-year redemption period. After 1 year, if you don't get paid your $1,000 original investment plus the $100, the 10%, I think I said 10%. I'm just trying to keep equal numbers. Your interest, you file this one-page TDR, and you say that you are willing to pay the auction costs, and that costs about 10% of the cost. So now you cough up another $100. What happens is they immediately contact the owner and say, your property is being auctioned in 30 days. If you don't pay this in the next 30 days, and they start the auction process, if they will either 90% of the time the homeowner pays it like that, because they go, oh crap, this is legit, I'm losing my home. But if not, whoever buys it, the second they write the check to the county writes you a check back for your original $1,000, the $100 that you were supposed to get in interest, plus the $100 you put up for the auction, and a penalty or interest rate on top of that. So you can see how this is 100% guaranteed by the county government. You just need to know how to file the documents, and they're stupid easy. I make it super easy. I put all this in video format plus downloadable documents. If you want that, the sale ends later tonight. I hope you have a great day. Travis, do you have any parting words?
I love that. I love this tax lien and tax deed thing here. I'm looking into myself. Can't wait to start making some money on it, man.
Yeah, sure. And you are a real estate investor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. All right, with that being said, Travis and Travis are out.